Today we're making Gbegiri soup, and we'll make some Ewedu later and some fish stew. So I have peeled beans, Scotch Bonnet pepper, bell pepper, onions, crayfish, locust beans, palm oil and stock cube, and then we'll start. You wash the beans and cook it until it's nice and soft. This is quite soft, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wash the peppers and put it in to boil as well, so it's cooked and it becomes a bit much more softer. And the onions, I put them in before blending and doing the rest of the mix. So now I'm pouring my onions and peppers in. I want it to cook as well with it, so to save me frying or doing anything else. I'll pour it in and let it cook and be soft as well before I blend it. So I'm going to add some palm oil into my pot. If you have a palm oil that is a bit, always have a bit funny taste, like it's raw, you might have to put it a bit early, but we're not frying it. We just need it to be kind of masked and kind of liquidy before pouring the beans through it. So for the beans, you have to cook it until it's kind of pudding-like before you blend. So you see how kind of nice it tastes, then I blend it. So now I'm going to blend it, and it's just like maybe like 1 or 2 kind of scoops on the blend until, because it's already soft. Pouring in my locust beans, it's already washed, and I just pour it in and stir. So now I'm pouring in the beans that is already blended, and I'll mix up with the palm oil and locust beans. At this point, if you've got some stock cube from your meat that you've boiled, the liquid, you can add it on, and then you roll it and leave it for like 5-10 minutes to cook. It's not thick, so you add a bit of water to it, or your stock liquid from your meat that you've boiled. So now you can see it's cooked. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my crayfish stock cube. And I'm going to have my salt later after I've tasted it. So I've added my crayfish and my stock cube. I'm going to taste it for salt, but at this moment it's too thick because Gbegiri shouldn't be this thick. So I'm going to add a bit of water to it. And as I said, if you've got some stock cube liquid, just add it up to it. Part of the things we're cooking today is we're cooking fish soup to go with Ewedu or Jupe and Gbegiri, and I've got locust beans, fish, some tomatoes, bell pepper, Scotch Bonnet, and some oil to go with it, and then we'll start cooking. This is my peppers, bell peppers, onions, Scotch Bonnet, and a bit of garlic and ginger. I'll blend it all together before I put it in a pan. Now I'm pouring some oil into the pan. You can put as much as you want. I don't want that much, I just put a bit. And your black pepper, you can get ready to put it. I'm just going to put a bit of onions in just to make sure it's a bit hot. When it's hot, then I put the pepper. So now I'm going to take off the onions before I pour my peppers in. And then I leave it to cook for like 15 to 20 minutes. Then I had my seasoning in as well. So don't forget to put your seasoning. I'm putting all my seasoning. I've put curry, thyme, and any other seasoning you want to put, just add them at this point. And then I've seasoned my fish with salt, and I'll put it into the soup. And just layer them gently. So with fish soup, you don't actually use a spoon to stir because the fish might break. You just carry it and just shake it a bit, and for all the peppers to go in or whatever you want to do. But now I think my fish is cooked because I've left it for like 10 to 15 minutes depending on how you want it to cook. My fish is cooked now. I'm just going to close it and just leave it to cool down before I serve. Well, I'm cooking Ewedu, but my Ewedu is already blended. Sometimes you have to buy it up from the African store and peel it. My water is warm because I'm cooking a frozen one, so I'm adding my locust beans. So I'm going to put it into the water. The water is already off, so, and I'm just going to pour it in, and I'll stir. At this point, I'll put my Ewedu in as well. As I said, it's frozen, and I don't need it to be too cooked. And then I am going to add my seasoning to it and salt too. So my ewedu is already cooked and it's nice and green, and you can see the locust beans in that put in. You can taste it for salt and any seasoning you want to put in. Don't leave it for too long. I've left mine for just about 5 minutes because it's frozen under frost before I cooked, plus I used warm water before I started it. So, and that's my ewedu. Then I'll be serving with my AMALA and Gbegiri. So we're making AMALA, and I've got my sieved yam flour, and the next other thing you need is hot water. So I'm just going to put into the hot water, and then as I put in, I stir and just make sure it's not too much, and then we need to keep stirring until it's kind of nice and fine. Don't put too much because you might need to add some water if it's too much after a while. So what I do is I continue stirring until it's nice and fine. That will take a bit. So you need to kind of roll it until it's nice and smooth. And once you think it's smooth, then you can scoop it and put it into your bowl for it to be ready to be served. This is AMALA, Ewedu, Gbegiri, and fish soup and some pomo to go with it. The way Ewedu is good for weight loss and it has low calories. It helps to strengthen your immune and it fights off stress and heart disease. And Ewedu is sometimes used for folk remedy. AMALA originates from the Yoruba speaking people of Nigeria, and the Gbegiri is made from beans, which is rich in magnesium, folate, vitamin B, C, and very healthy for you, good to lose weight and enjoy. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you for watching.